that motorcycle rider was going the wrong way at one point in time.
Yeah, driving really crazy, driving fast, driving on the wrong, in the wrong direction on the freeway, and that's when authorities pulled back a little bit. But it looks like they're right on his tail right now, Stu. They're not pulling back.
You know, these officers from Baldwin Park are very, very close to that motorcycle. We'll get you the streets here again in just a second. We had some of them there, threw a fresh red right there. The helicopter above, I believe, is going to be a sheriff's helicopter. It's LA Sheriff, so it's going to be the sheriff's department assisting out here. Sharp eye with that officer on board that helicopter, finding that motorcycle, and then actually following it, and then calling out these locations, getting the officers to get behind it. You can see that motorcycle rider getting very irritated, turning on Rush, as I understand it, westbound Rush, as I understand the street right now, and this vehicle moving very, very quickly. We rarely see a motorcycle pursuit. Passing Tyler is the next westbound on Rush, passing Tyler. Still in the Baldwin Park area. This motorcycle, it seems like it's putting out a little bit of smoke out the back of the out of the back of the bike. These officers, though, very, very close behind it. A lot of times we'll see these bikes and they'll just really open it up and create a lot of distance between that pursuing vehicle and itself. Right now, though,
really
this bike moving very, very quickly. These streets running red lights, using that center, but still extremely dangerous. I got to tell you, we've seen so many of these, but a motorcycle just makes it just that much more tense. The deputy is now, as we understand it, because the sheriff's helicopter, very concerned about the passenger that was on the back of the bike. We didn't see any type of injury. There wasn't any type of accident, but when this motorcycle went into that parking structure, near the hospital, we were thinking he was going to hide in that parking structure. We've seen it so many times in the past, but basically he pushed the passenger off the bike. That was a solid red again, and that was Pico, as I understand it. Still westbound as the direction. Still red coming up, so we're taking a look, and he's going right through that stale red. Now the officers, they're going to have to slow down.
Yeah. That's just amazing how fast this...
westbound Russ past Rosemead. Sorry, I'm sorry, go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's just hard to believe how, I mean, obviously if you're going this fast during the daytime, you can see. This is nighttime with that small headlight. It does appear that the motorcycle rider does have a helmet. We don't know what the passenger had on, but the passenger was dropped off. It seems to be slowing down, but then going at a pretty rapid pace. And Lena, I mean, you can't tell the miles per hour, but it certainly looks like he's going pretty fast.
It does, and you can see he's got a helmet on, but not very much else in the way of protective clothing. Now, Stu, the options that authorities have when they're chasing a motorcycle, I mean, that's really limited, isn't it?
Well, their options are limited. Usually with a vehicle, they could do the pit maneuver. They won't be able to bump that bike. We've seen them in the past, though, basically cut off a motorcycle, try to get ahead of it, and then cut it off. This driver doesn't seem too seasoned or that secure on the motorcycle. We see the bike wobbling when he comes through intersections or making those sharp turns. Looks like right now he's taking this street bike off into the vegetation out here, might be cutting across. This is actually going to be a park. Now he's onto another roadway here that's actually going to be paralleling the, I believe this is going to be the 10. The helicopter talking to the ground units down there, talking about an access road by the park, and is this basically paralleling, I believe it's going to be the 10 freeway, could be the 60, but we're definitely eastbound, and he's on a bike path right now. There's the freeway that we've been talking about. Whittier narrows and just going underneath there. But officers, I don't want to lose this guy on the bike. Officers still struggling to get into the park area. The helicopter continuing to follow it along. This evening out here in Sky 9, Brendan at the tiller, we're working it around. This bike is, even though it seems like he's not, but he has been basically making very windy turns, going back and forth, has basically gone underneath us and that helicopter, the PD helicopter as well. So this person aware of at least the law enforcement. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And that's what I was talking about. Not a very good motorcycle rider. There you go. There's the proof in the pudding. Sharp turn right there. Basically went right off the bike path and ditched the bike in some weeds. Now he's trying to struggle. He's working his way. It's very difficult to see this evening. I can't really bump it up any higher for the picture quality. You can see the bike right there. Every now and then you see that white T-shirt. This is is going to be a shrubbery, or there's going to be foliage down there, and this is going to be very close to the Whittier Narrows area. He was on the bike path, sharp turn on the bike path. The bike went straight. I don't think that was his plan. And now he's basically running in this area. Every now and then we got a glance of him or we can see it. But the helicopter, the sheriff's helicopter, working on getting a location, keeping that light on him, and believe me, there is a little bit of light, but they're going to be switching to FLIR to keep an eye on this guy. This pursuit coming to an end right now in the San Gabriel area near Whittier Narrows.
So you say it's coming to an end? So there's...
Well, the bike has definitely come to an end. There's no doubt about it. That motorcycle not going anywhere. He is out on foot.
I see,
but the helicopter, the sheriff's helicopter, is going to have that FLIR on him. So they are communicating with the San Gabriel PD, as I understand it. So they'll be coming out to this location here shortly.
Yeah.
We can't see him anymore. It's too dark. But with the heat-sensitive FLIR system, the sheriff's department still has eyes on him.
Yeah, you see the inset box there. It's really too dark to see this any further. We do have some more information. Understand, Lena, that driver initially was wanted for reckless driving. So there was a motorcycle rider, a passenger. We understand the passenger was dropped off at a parking lot of a Kaiser. We don't know the condition of that person. And it looks like this is the end of this motorcycle pursuit. We'll continue to follow that here on KCAL 9.
And there he is.
Oh, it
he's
looks
in
like he's
custody.
right there.
There
He
it
didn't
goes.
get very far.
Right
He might
there.
actually even be injured.
Officers. Yep, he's probably hurting. There's no doubt about it. Maybe a little adrenaline, but definitely going into custody here, right off the bike path. The whole time, the helicopter had this guy in their sights. He was talking to these units that were on the ground, giving them directions on how to get there. These two units pulled up, basically right to the location, now helping them out of the weeds right there. They're going to be taking this guy into custody. Reckless driving, and of course, the big question is, why did he push that passenger off that motorcycle at that hospital? Right now, though, this suspect definitely in custody, and this pursuit coming to an end.
Okay. Thank you so much, Stu Mundel in Sky 9, of course, KCAL9.com, and Facebook Live for more information on that. Well, today, Italy's new right-wing government caused an international crisis. It refused to take in a rescue ship filled with more than 600 migrants.
The hard line in
I wish I could get to you guys. You know what? It's funny how just a little bit of change makes such a huge difference. We're in a backup helicopter today. The audio just a little bit different. The way the radios sound just a little bit different, and it just makes everything a little bit harder. But that was pretty sketchy at some times. I wasn't that guy. I don't know if you were, how many people were watching down there, or what your comments were, but definitely it seemed like that rider not that good at what he was doing. He basically many of the times was coming around those corners, was wobbling around, and I just was really worried that this thing was going to end poorly. Thank goodness that turn, it was into some weeds and not into a wall or something solid. This thing coming to an end right now, that motorcycle rider in custody. It was pretty interesting, though. He was underneath the trees. We saw a little glimpse of him actually push that rider off the back of the bike. Seemed to be a smaller person. Don't know if a female, don't know if a kid. Also wearing a helmet. But wow, that was bizarre to say the least. When the sheriff's ship turned off his light, it became very difficult for us to see him. Also, now I'll say this on the internet, we're in the backup. This camera has less low light capability. What that means, quite simply, is doesn't see that well in the dark. So anyways, when he shut that light off, it became even more difficult. But I could hear him talking to the units, and I knew that he was guiding them in. I just didn't know where any of these landmarks were that he was seeing. Yep, Brennan's at the tiller. This thing has come to an end, and I think the plan is probably for us to go up and take a look at that double fatal on the 5 freeway up in the Pacoima area, but unrelated to this. Anyway, y'all, thank you for joining us for a couple of minutes. He missed the turn. He most certainly did. Simon Dest checking in. Yes, I'm watching the Facebook. Of course I'm watching the Facebook. I got the feed up. Now, right now I can. I wanted to talk to you guys earlier on, but they said they were going to be coming to us live. I didn't want to have a problem with that. I was listening to the scanner. And then, of course, what do we think we're going to see here? It's on the bike path off the Whittier Narrows. I can go wide. It's the bike path off the Whittier Narrows area. Baldwin Park. It wasn't San Gabriel. It was Baldwin Park PD. Well, that was, and it figures because we're in 211. You know, if we would have been in 2.9 with a good camera, we wouldn't have got any. It would. Oh, not much is up, guys. Not much at all. Sigh. I wonder what kind of bike it was. Really, I was. And it looked it looked kind of streety to me, but it looked like an old, like a really old Kawasaki or something. It did? No. It was blowing a little bit of smoke, so it was burning oil. I don't think that was the brakes or anything else. Yeah. Dude, he was not such a good rider. Bree, you should work in human relations. I am. I am. She said you sound a little annoyed today, Stu. And you know what? It bothers me that somebody could pick it up. So I'm a little worried. I'm just going to go with Bree is extremely sensitive, and she can read people very well. That's what I'm going to go with. We're pushing 300, pushing 300 stickers. Or, hey, what's up? Pardon me. What did you need to know? We're over Whittier Narrows. Hang on. Whittier Narrows, off of San Gabriel Boulevard. Whittier Narrows Nature Park. Whoops. Oh, we're not off the top. Are you guys rolling tape, or are you just going to let me just do the end of pursuit? Alrighty. We're over Rosemead Boulevard. So we're near Rosemead and San Gabriel. Those are the streets, but this is actually in the Whittier Narrows Park. Yeah, he did. I almost thought it was like intentional. You know, like he was going to just do some off-roading with his bike. Did you get a sticker? No. No, I heard from him that she like, I saw like this, it seemed like he pushed her off, and then I heard him say it. She's laying on the ground. Can somebody go check on her? She's literally on the ground. That's what he said. No, Edison, I didn't get your envelope yet. I know it's been like almost 40 minutes. I still haven't gotten it. What was the name of that hospital? Was it Kaiser? Kaiser Baldwin Park? Yeah. All right, so Kaiser Baldwin Park. Yeah, he was on Baldwin Park Avenue. There's no doubt about that. So Kaiser Baldwin Park. I want to watch. Oh, I thought they were giving away watches. Oh, that could be fun. What a charmer. You know, it could be two. I only had 2 cups of Starbucks today. You know, sometimes I'm up to 3. And it is Monday. There he goes, going in the car. There's the money shot. Nice, nice tats. All right, so Rosemead, San Gabriel Boulevard, Whittier Narrows. It's Harbor. Yeah, asking for CHP. Blue Scion 2-door. Harbor. I'm ready. Passing channel. He's way down there. Copy. Well, that's right. It came to an end out here on the bike trails in the Whittier Narrows area in the South El Monte. There's the suspect right there. But before it got here, it was a wild and crazy chase. 2 people on the motorcycle, northbound in the southbound lanes of the 605 at one point. Then he made his way into a hospital. We believe it's Baldwin Park Hospital. And inside there, he actually pushed the passenger off the bike. And then the chase continued. And then Baldwin Park PD got involved. But in the end, the bike actually made its way through a park onto the bike paths out here in the Whittier Narrows area. Worked its way through here and then a sharp turn. He didn't make it. Bike went straight right into the shrubs and this guy got out and ran. But the helicopter overhead, technology winning out in the end. The FLIR system and the officers using it, they found this guy. They actually directed El Monte PD back to this location where the suspect actually was just in the bushes near the bike path. They took him into custody. Right now he's being checked out by paramedics and then probably being taken to jail. Live in Sky 9 over the Whittier Narrows area. I'm Stu Mundel. Back to you in the studio. Assignment desk. I think there's another chase going on. Or is it over? Is it over? Harbor, LAPD Harbor was just basically went to pursuit right when we started our thing. I don't know. He might have ditched it. Hang on. He ditched it. It's over. He ditched it. And he's on foot. And so would you like us to go to the double fatal? We got about 60 minutes. That's all good, man. I just didn't need you to keep talking. I didn't. I tried to tap you on the shoulder, buddy. That wasn't. Live television, man. Judy, that one is over. That is over. If you guys had any idea how many times these things start and are over before we even say boo, you'd kind of, I think you guys realize that when we actually get one, it's something. So, Janice, what's happening? Well, it's shameless plug time. If you guys are new to this, shameless plug time. Brennan is actually Rotorhead8. It's at Rotorhead8. You can follow him, Instagram. He likes to take pictures of things that you can put on Instagram, and he's also on the Twitters. So if you tweet, you can find him there. You can find me, Stu_Mundel. Pretty much the same deals. We're on the Instagram and also on the Twitter. I'm also here on Facebook. Believe me, we love the love. Hashtag CBSLA. We're all about that as well. We got a podcast. I don't know if you guys know that. It's Stu Mundel, or In the Air. Sorry, it's In the Air with Stu Mundel. In the Air with Stu Mundel. But I guess if you Google Stu Mundel and podcast, it'll come up. We skipped one. We skipped one last week. We're looking for a victim, and we haven't found one yet. But we'll get something out this week again. Bree. You know what, Bree? I appreciate that, but nobody annoys me. Well, let's just leave it at that. Needle in a haystack. So we love the love. If you're not following us on other social medias, please do. We'd appreciate that. I'm actually thinking about doing an interview with a chocolatier. I think I'm saying that correctly. If you guys know anybody who's a chocolatier, Hazel Green is watching me. I don't know. I don't see you. It's kind of creepy that you're watching me and I don't see you back. But we're thinking about doing one about a chocolatier. So if you guys know any chocolate makers that are semi-successful, hit me up somehow. Send me a message one way or another. Also, El Sereno invited me to be in their 4th of July parade, so that's going to be happening. Believe me, I'm going to be hyping that a lot more. Brennan's going to be there as well. We might have Marcos also. No, we're not going to El Monte. Sorry. The chase is over, and we're actually on our way to a double fatal. It's not a fun story at all. Double fatal on the southbound 5 freeway. Elderly person and a less than middle-aged person in the car, and then another elderly person was transported, but they were rear-ended. So I don't know what the whole story was there, but sad. Nevertheless, 2 people pass away out there. BJ's watching. BJ, you just missed it. I just did the big spiel He's probably hearing this for the first time too. He's like my boss. Um, I want to get a chocolatier in to talk to a chocolatier, somebody that's famous, not famous, but semi-successful, small chocolatier, not like Mrs. Fields. I don't think she's a chocolatier. Anyway, I got inspiration and I got some information, and I'm going to try to dig somebody up. And if anybody knows anybody, I'm always. Charles is actually asking me for an ETA. Go ahead. Charles, 10 minutes. Oh yeah. Yep, that's gonna be a going like a bomb. We'll be there in a few minutes. Just go. It's over here. It's on. I think Escovedo's on this side. Escovedo is the south end of Reseda, or either that or give me some engine numbers. Charles, they're sending us to a reported brush fire in LA City. I had this on LAPD. Let me listen to the brush response. Alexis, thank you. I'm actually really excited about it. I've never done anything like that. I like the way you said that, Miss Crawford. Well, Damon, I'm talking about not somebody who eats the chocolate, but makes the chocolate. I'm playing with you. Willy Wonka, yeah. That's a good reference. Well, Tina, you're right about that. No doubt about it. Palmdale's in the house. Oh, Charles, thank you, brother. Charles is definitely like one of the big bosses. No, it's not. It's not Escondido. It's the cross of on Reseda, and our desk hasn't gotten back to us, and I'm not hearing it on LA City Fire. So, Raul, you picked up on my reference. I dig it. And it's Paso de Reo, and it's trash in the backyard. Rubbish in the backyard. Cheryl on it, like. Why am I not hearing the size ups though? Lucy and Ethel, yep. No, I don't want to. Paso de Reo. All right, since they're not going to help me, I've got to go to work, guys. Thank you for that, Ansamo. Is it the north side of the valley or the south side of the valley? Where? Who's there? Right. That's the size up. But does that mean we're not going, or? Oh, he didn't hear me say. Okay, thank you for that, Ansama. Is it the north side of the valley or the south side of the valley? Because I'm typing in Paso de Reo, and I'm sure I'm spelling it wrong. Nope, I'm not. There you go. Yep. Perfect. Thank you. And it's weird that I'm not hearing it. You do? Paso de Rio. You need that fistful of dollars noise. Oh, now it found it. My iPhone hates me. Oh, you guys, it was a motorcycle chase, and we usually don't cover those. I'm always very worried that they're going to end very, very badly. That guy could have got, he could have got dead, is what he could have got. And so my scanner buddies are all telling me that it was a rubbish fire. Right there in the shot, we've got the 101, 405 split, the old, well, it's the new Galleria that is over here, Stu. What is this, your first day? There's the Galleria right there. There's the 405 going up through the Zapoveda Pass. And then our fire is actually, or that is out. That's not really a fire, is up over here in this direction. Sometimes, especially if we had a better camera, you could actually see like a gray against the black, and that would be the smoke. But this camera, not so good with the detail. Let me double check, make sure my detail is up. It is. So that's actually part of the camera settings. Afterin. Yeah, but Ray, I'm all good with that. But I'd need like the owner or like something like that. And that's big time. I'm talking like ma and pa. I bought this machinery. We find these cocoa beans. We roast them. Ventura Boulevard right there. If you haven't cruised the Ventura Boulevard, you are missing out. Oh, yeah, we're a mile out. Well, you'd think there'd be fire trucks there. We just passed it. That's going to be Reseda, right under us. Right. So, well, where are they? Right underneath us? Whoa, whoa, whoa! Easy there, buddy. Easy, easy. Easy. Come on, come on, come on, come on. We don't use words like that. I don't want to go back to HR again. Look at that dog. Oh, okay. Let's get back to work. So, yeah, fire. Huge fire. All right, Simon Desk. We are at the fire now out. Wow, look at that. They got little lights up in that tree. That's special. nothing, nothing gets me more annoyed than being in the backup. Okay. So we are returning to base. That is the San Fernando Valley right there. You see if I can pretty it up just a little bit. You don't need that much noise in the picture. Jesse, I agree. Rob Hendrick is that guy is hilarious. Yeah, you know what? Jennifer was saying something about raw cocoa has the same effect as cocaine. Well, that's something I'll have to ask that guy about. Shauna. Is that Carter Evans as in Carter Evans? Carter Evans? Carter Evans. Wow, we've got celebrities in the house. HR is coming for me. They, you know, when you know the HR people, all the people by their first names. Billy's asking if helicopters have flight paths to the airport. Of course, there's a controlled approach, right? Yep. Van Nuys Airport has specialized arrival and departure routes for helicopters. So Long Beach has, yeah, Long Beach. Oh, God, what was that guy's name? Todd? Yeah, Tower Todd. My gosh. Learn to fly with him in the tower. So, anyways, with all that behind us, we're making approach. It is nighttime. It's probably not as pretty because of the camera. This is going to be the taxiway. We're going to make our way over to, this helicopter parks out on the end. It's like, if this was an apartment, we'd be the ones like out on the road, like right next to the road. That's our fuel truck over there waiting for us. Parking spot right there. I don't think that's oil, but if the spot is high on the ground, there's a problem. Anyways, guys and gals, we're back at the ground on Van Nuys Airport. We'll be talking to you all shortly, I am sure. Carter Evans, I hope you stayed for a little bit and enjoyed the ride back to base. 211 to TOC on frequency 2.